Good evening. Welcome to our little Game Lift award show tonight. My name is Nina, and I'm very pleased to see you, all of you, in here because we actually have people here, and then also see you online. Yeah, and you? Who are you?
Thank you, Nina. Hi, folks. Welcome to our Games Lift Graduation 2021. Welcome to everybody from the Ministry of Culture and Media Hamburg, and especially the Media Office. Welcome to our guests here, and you said it, we are very happy that you're here with us tonight. We are in Hamburg at Factory Hammer Brooklyn, and we also would like to welcome all our viewers in the live stream. We appreciate it very much that you join us tonight. And of course, a very special welcome to all of our 5 teams and also mentors we have here from Hamburg. Good that you're here with us. I'm Dennis Schuby, I'm the head of Gamecity Hamburg. And tonight's graduation is the final event of the Games Lift Incubator. And so this is where we are after 3 months of hard work with our 5 teams. So all of our teams come out a long way in our program. They had lots of workshops. They got good advice from our mentors. And they also received 15,000 euros of funding to work on their projects. We took all learnings that we had from last year's first incubator program, from our Games Lift program, and improved it. And at this point, very special thanks to my colleague Maggie and the whole Gamecity Hamburg team for making the Games Lift Incubator what it is today. And also big thanks to Daniel, who supported our incubator this year. So our founders and startups, you achieved a lot of good advice over the last couple of weeks and months. And tonight, we are looking forward to see your final presentations on what you achieved with your game projects. And at this point, it is important to understand that our teams are all in a different kind of stage of the production cycle. So we have teams here which are still in the concept phase for the games. We also have teams who are ready to enter the prototype stage. And we also have teams that are looking to start the production of their games. And so we designed the Games Lift Incubator to enable peer learning between our teams, and we bring in support from our mentors where we think that it's needed. And so this can be from talking about project management and also defining a go-to-market strategy. And also for Gamecity Hamburg, it is very important for us that we provide a safe space for all teams. So we would like to give as much as advice to all teams that's possible, but always constructive and only with the best intentions. And yeah, tonight, that's the first time that the project, the 5 projects enter the big stage and that they're becoming public, basically. And so we are also have a question to all of our viewers and also to our audience here tonight. And you can do us a favor if you use our chat, either on YouTube, and you will also find a link to our Miro board. And please feel free to ask all your questions there. Also leave the teams a message. And on our Miro board, you will also find the contact details for all 5 teams if you would like to reach out to them after the presentations. Yeah, so at this point, last thing from my side, I would like to say that we are very happy as Gamecity Hamburg that we not only have our incubation program in place here, but we also have a prototype funding program where we can support game developers here in Hamburg. And you have to be aware that in Hamburg, we are talking about 2,900 employees working for 200 game companies. And this is really quite a big games ecosystem we have here. And we are happy to support startups and founders also with our work. And Gamecity Hamburg is not only alone in charge for supporting the creative industries in Hamburg, but we have the Hamburg Kreativgesellschaft, and Gamecity Hamburg is also a part of this. And so we also have all other creative industries here in Hamburg, like with media and advertising, music, and you can reach out to the Hamburg Kreativgesellschaft for all kind of support, basically. But this is it from my side at this point.
Well, not like not like for all, like for the rest of the evening though, right? Because there is a little bit more to the incubator and a little bit more to the people working there. And there's been a lot of work, as you just said. And I know that you brought a little more and like a little recap from the last months of work. So I would like to ask you to go ahead and just show them what you brought, like your little presentation. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Nina, that you asked. I prepared something. So let's take a look on 3 months of our Games Lift program. So as I said, we have lots in place to support our companies here. And so after an application phase where all the teams did the application with their projects, we have an awarding committee who decided that these 5 teams and these 5 projects are the ones we would like to support in this year. And so the kickoff for all teams and also for us was on September 9, and we had the opportunity to bring all teams together here in Hamburg, and also to bring in Hamburg-based mentors for the first time and get everything started. Also in September, our 5 teams could move into our co-working space. And here in Hamburg, we have this Games Lift space, and the teams could use it to work on their project and also to do meetups and working for 3 months on their projects. And then the big chunk of workshops started September 14th. So on September 14th, this was a workshop with Heather Chandler. Heather is a former producer, for example, of Fortnite, and she gives overview about like really huge topics for every game developers. So we are talking about project management, about like budget handling, about milestones to achieve the launch basically of your game. And later in the program, all of the topics got more into detail discussed. One of the next workshops was the one with Michael Schieben. And so what we are doing in the Games Lift Incubator is that we are using this method called product field. And with the product field, the teams could identify what are the biggest challenges and the biggest tasks for our project during the 3 months of the incubator program. Then we also had a workshop with Wolf Lang, one of our mentors. He's also with us tonight here in Hamburg. And Wolf gave an overview about what is important to position yourself in the games market, who should you know, and maybe what could you do to get your game more visibility. We also had the chance to do a workshop with Simon Carlis, and Simon really talked with the games about finding the right game hook. So what is interesting, what is the USP of your game, and also, as Simon always is doing, he did a deep dive into Steam and what you should know about this platform. Yeah, also during the workshops, we also had a lot of opportunities for the teams to present their pitches, and also we asked them to present their games several times, and so they had to improve their pitch over the course of our incubator and identify what is interesting to who I'm pitching to, and receive lots of feedback also for that. And we also did a lot of deep dives, for example, Steam. We also had Jan-Peter Ewert from Steam, who took the opportunity to share lots of insights there. Yeah, we had several meetups with our mentors from all over the world, basically. And yeah, as this time it is usual, most of them has been online. Yeah, we're really happy that over the course from the last year, we could improve and widen our network of mentors. So right now we have so many great people who are willing to share their advices and their knowledge with our young teams, and we are very grateful that you all supported us, and we hope you will still keep in touch with the teams after the incubator. And yeah, thank you for bringing in all of your expertise here. So 3 months, 13 workshops, 5 pitching and networking events, and 40 mentors. So this is really what we have here to offer in Hamburg to support young teams. And yeah, like the main act for tonight are these 5 teams and the 5 presentations. And so at this point, yeah, really now we're here at the graduation. This is the big day for the 5 teams, and we had our phases to get there. Yeah, and we're happy to learn more about all projects tonight.
Exactly. And it's not only the projects that are important tonight, but also a little bit like the mentors. And most of them can't be here tonight for obvious reasons, but I know that there is a little more that they recorded for the teams and also for the audience to talk about, like to just give further insight. And I know that there is a video that we can take a look at, right? Exactly. Go ahead, please.
What impressed me this year about the Games Lift Incubator teams? I'd say from having met all of the teams, I was really impressed with the different types of games they want to make and really impressed with the passion and enthusiasm they have for what they want to do. I really look forward to seeing some of these games and playing them.
Hey everyone, this is Chris from Plan of Attack. Myself and Aidan ran the Games Communications workshop for you during the Game Lift Incubator Program. We've been super excited to work with you all, really impressed with all the prototypes and also all the great discussions around communications messaging. Myself and Aidan are really looking forward to working with you in the future on all your communications planning. So when the time is right, please feel free to get in touch with us immediately. We look forward to working with you all very soon.
Exactly. And we don't want to let you wait any further, right? Because you guys want to see what actually happened in those workshops and what the teams were able to accomplish. And
So
I would actually really like to get into that, like right now. So the first presentation that we were going to see is by Tool 1. That's the name of the group right now, but they're still looking for a new one. So if you have any suggestions for a cool name for the game that you're about to see, please go ahead and write them down in the chat, because I know those guys need those inspirational ideas. They built a game that is all about PvEVP. Never played a game like this before myself, but I'm really excited to hear and see what they've prepared for us tonight. The game is called The Invitation, and I would like to ask Martin Kleingräber to join us on stage, please, to let us know what they did, what they worked on.
Yeah, hello, and I'm happy to be here. I'm Martin from Tool 1, and our game is called The Invitation, which is a looter shooter with a sandbox quest system. Set in the year 2081. That is 30 years after an event called The Invitation, in which alien civilization connected the Earth to an interstellar traveling network that allows the humanity to travel all around the galaxy. The players are taking place of characters in this environment that try to gain advantages with the new opportunities they have because of this. I will show you a trailer for the game now. Or, yes.
Please, send a medkit. We are fighting a junk eater right now.
All right, little drone, let's help that poor guy.
In The Invitation, every single mechanic follows one goal: maximize player interaction.
Yo. In the trailer we said we're looking for maximum player interaction, which means not only plenty of player interaction but also complex player interaction. So we want to give the players the chance to have all their social skills at their disposal. So they can be friends with each other, they can negotiate and trade with each other, they can make plans together, but also they can lie and betray each other in our game. To motivate this, we have different tools, and one of these tools are different locations all around the map that are very important for the players. So, for example, they can use these specific locations to change up their gear. If they want to change the gameplay of their weaponry, they can do so in a certain specific location on the map, and there they can change the modules of the weapon, for example. Or if they want to change things on their physique, they can change them on another location in the map with artificial limbs they can attach to their bodies. Also, we have events in the map taking place spontaneously. These events lure the players in. This can, for example, be a convoy that moves across the map, and the players have the chance to participate in this event because the company that owns the convoy asks them for help, and they get rewarded if the convoy make it through the map. But player can also use this information to ambush the convoy, and then they steal the valuable goods the convoy is transporting, for example. Or the alien you saw in the trailer, that is an event as well. This gives some community challenges, but we give the players tools to negotiate with other players in the game. For example, we have a resource system. That means that a player, in the moment they create the character, they have to choose 1 out of 6 different resources that are only available to this character for the rest of the game. And all the other players have the other 5 resources. So you have to negotiate to get the resources you can't obtain yourself. And another tool that we use is the quest system, which allows the players to spontaneously ask for help, for example, or if they don't like another player, they can set a bounty on this player's head. The incubator program was for us a chance to extend our network of valuable people in the industry and to know things about all the production of games, about product management, about pitching and social media plans for us in the future ahead. We also used the time to further deepen our lore in the game, because that was a part of the game that we were missing so far. And we planned for social media ahead. And we try to find a new name for the game, which is sadly still in progress. The future plans are, we want to develop a prototype in 2022. We applied for government funding, which we partly get, but some of it is still in progress. And if in 2022 we are developing the prototype, we want to share all our progress on social media. And hopefully in the end of 2022, we get a marketable prototype for our game. We want to thank you for the incubator program. That was really nice. And we want to thank all the mentors as well. This was a great experience. And for those who are interested in the game, you can visit our website. And there you can find links to our newsletter, for example, or our Discord server. So thank you all for listening, and have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So
Stay with us for a second.
Stay. You can just come over here.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing us the invitation. And we already had some feedback in the chat.
Yeah, we do.
Somebody already said, I need one of these drones. So maybe you should already in early stage think about like
More
giveaways,
cuteness.
merchandise.
Exactly, more cuteness for the little drone, because that was the part where I had to smile personally. Very
Yeah.
cute design.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Thank you.
Martin, what would you say? What makes the invitation different from other loot shooters?
Yeah, I would say it's more the social aspect, so that you're not only shooting in our game, but you have different chances of interacting with other players. For example, really making friends or trying other ways to get your things that you want in the game, except of just shooting people and take it from them. You can really ask them for help.
Yeah, I was wondering, while also like watching your presentation, of course, why did you focus on the social aspect so much? Because we were just talking before all of this started, and we were talking about how difficult it can be to have such a huge interaction between players online. Why is there a focus on that? What did you think by that?
Yeah, the idea behind this is that games as interactive media really allow for a lot of interaction, but most games come short on a lot of these things. And as humans, we love the interaction of games, I think, and we really want to build a game around this idea.
Yeah, great thing. Also, what are your next steps after the incubator? Like, except for trying to get funding and stuff.
Yeah, developing the prototype, of course, and then we want to make sure that it works all how we want it to work, and we want to want the experience with testers, and play it, see all the functions.
See if it's
work
playable.
out,
If it works out. Yeah. Are there any questions here in the room for? None.
And tonight we also have one of the mentors of our Games Lift Incubator here with us. And so, Wolf, I would like to ask you to get on stage to join us here tonight.
Exactly.
So I'm setting the mood right now for the Laudatio, which is really funny because I heard all the other mentors are doing it on video, so I can do whatever I want now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I first saw the team on a GameStar video that I think a lot of you guys saw, and I was super impressed by the concept. It looked amazing. And I was especially surprised that their team came from Hamburg. And since Hamburg is not really known for their AAA looking like loot shooters, which was really, really nice. But when the team applied for the incubator program, I think we all in the jury were a bit worried, like, what can we teach them? Like, are they, what type of team is that? Is that going to work? And just after the 3 months, we actually had a talk, I think 2 days ago, and I asked you guys, what was the best thing that you took from the program? And basically, the best thing was that you guys were able to avoid mistakes because you had experts that you can talk to and ask honest questions. And I was looking back at my own career when we started developing Beat Buddy in 2009, and it was quite successful, was nominated at the German Video Game Award, and a lot of people from the games industry were talking to us saying like, oh, I have a good idea how you can sign it with Microsoft. I have a good idea how to pitch it. I'm the expert. I'm this person. I know that guy. And just one funny story, and the team actually came over to Hamburg to sign us. And it turned out that they were actually not a publisher. They were kind of a consultant in between. They gave us a contract saying that they would own 25% of our company, including all the revenue we would ever make. And that already seemed a bit fishy, but there was one part, which is still hanging in our office, saying that they own all rights on the worldwide territory and beyond. And those guys are still around at shows trying to sign teams. And I just know that with this program and the people that are on the mentorship program, that what I heard in the in-between presentation and also afterwards, the question you can ask and how the product developed and the concept, like how much you cleared it out, I think it's really, really amazing, and I wish you all the best for the next steps to come, and I can't wait to a couple of years to finally play the final product. So thanks a lot being with us.
Thank you too. It was awesome.
Thank you, Wolf. That was awesome. And yeah, you could have like danced or something too. You would have had all the choices. There is one more question though that came from the chat. Matthias? Yeah, you come up here because there's one more. Sorry.
Since I'm running away all the time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. We're all a little educated. Okay, so there's from the chat, like online, people were asking questions, right? So there's one that says, "Have you seen the game The Cycle?" And is in development for a year now, and it has a very similar setting and mechanics. I think they have moved away from the betrayal system since it showed to be frustrating for players. Have you ever thought about that aspect, that in your development, like the betrayal system could be a little too frustrating for players to go on playing for a long time?
Yes, for sure, we know the game. It's a great game. And yes, we thought about this a lot, and it's a challenge for the game. But I think some of the tools that we already use will be very, very strong against this. For example, the resource system, because you really have to talk to other players to even be able to shoot, because ammunition is one of these resources, and you cannot heal yourself because healing is one of those valuable resources. So you really need to negotiate with other players to even be able to play the game. So that's the thing we do, and if it's not enough, we will find more tools. We implement more things that incentive negotiation in our game.
Okay, so it's an experiment in development. I really like that.
Yeah.
There's another how would you say, comment on what you're doing. It says, focusing on the social aspect makes this super interesting to me. Betraying my friends or setting a boundary on their head sounds like a fun mechanic. Well, that sounds like there's fun evenings for those players ahead in their playtime then. Thank you so much for coming back to stage for me and the question. All right. So, yeah, I think if there's none other question here in the room, I don't see any hands raising. Oh, there's one. Go ahead.
Hello, Lina Falkenhagen. How long has it been in development until this point, roughly? Just to have a number.
Wow, that's a very tough question. We started planning the game for over 10 years ago, but there's always gaps where we didn't work on the game. I think it was 3 years ago when we really started thinking about all the specific game design mechanics and the special design here and there, and the story and how this all comes together in the end, and the real planning started there. But then there was again a real big gap after 2020 till now. So yeah, we hope to really push this forward next year.
All right. Thank you. I hope that answered the question. Awesome. We get a thumb up. And you're released. You can just now move back.
Thank you.
We will see the
Thank
next
you, Martin.
Thank you. Awesome. I really like that game. And the trailer was really good too. Someone in the chat said the sound that the drone made was their favorite thing. You should think about sounds more like that. Good one. All right. But to the next team. Symmetry Break Games. They're here tonight. They're already excited, I know. They made the game PROSPECTOR, and it's a very philosophical game the first time I read about it, and it's a really interesting concept, and I hope you're as intrigued as I was when I first saw it. And tonight, Anca Tutescu will be joining us on stage presenting the game.
Yeah, I need the remote. Thank you. So, hello, I'm Anca from Symmetry Break Games, and tonight I'll give you a little tour of our game PROSPECTOR and what we accomplished with it in the last 3 months of the incubator. So, here's our team. Core team members are me as project manager, sound designer. Then there's Jan Barow, he's our creative director and writer. Julian Heinken, he's our programmer and tech artist, and we also have with us 2 freelance visual artists, Franziska Blinda and Cecilia Theophil. But the background of the project, oh, sorry, didn't mean to jump ahead, excuse me. I mean to go back, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to say that PROSPECTOR actually originates in 2018. Jan and I were able to meet in the Games Master, and we connected over the games we like to make, and we started working on an early demo of PROSPECTOR, and here we are today with a bigger team moving forward. And the arrows are working opposite than they should, so bear with me, please. So what is PROSPECTOR? It's a 2D sci-fi narrative adventure game focused on exploration and dialogue. And we're heavily inspired by titles like Oxenfree and Blade Runner. Oxenfree because it has a very innovative dialogue system, just like ours. And Blade Runner for its very interesting atmosphere. This is from our game, this artwork. The theme of our game is that you're a stranger lost in a place where you need to wear a mask to survive. And what the implications of that are, socially, psychologically, and practically. The game is set in a city called Coriol. This is built on the edge of a giant crater that is engulfed in constant fog. People have decided to settle here because there are precious minerals to mine in the crater, but they also have to deal with having had to wear masks for centuries in order to survive. The center of the crater is dangerous and hasn't yet been explored. Nobody gone there on an expedition has come back. And this is where you come in. You're an outsider. You crash your ship in the crater, and there you discover and put on a mask that turns out to belong to an explorer who actually went into the storm zone. But you find out in the game that you have to finish her mission of informing the population of the city that there's an imminent disaster that's coming from the center of the storm area. And yes, it's coming for the city, basically. So let's talk about the masks, right? These are a central element for the people living here. They are the most personal item you own, and they're basically an extension of yourself in more than just one way. So they're useful not just to survive, as in you have to replace your breathing filters every few hours, but they're also an instrument of identification by the authorities. They're also a communication device. They enable you to communicate wirelessly with others, and also via holographic projections like emotes coming from your mask. And finally, they're also a fashion piece, so it makes a difference what style you adopt or who you affiliate yourself with. How you customize your mask will affect how characters in game will react to you. So it will be different based on that. And in the end, the masks are a symbol too. I mean, in society, normally everybody wears some kind of mask, right? So our game is also about tackling questions like, what masks are you wearing? What's your role in society? When and with whom can you take your mask off and be the person behind it? And for that reason, we also designed a dialogue system that is very much centered around the relationship that you have with the person you're talking to. There are the options traditionally in a narrative video game are made to be equal. There's no difference in terms of difficulty when it comes to picking an option, right? But with our system, we try to show that in real life, some things are harder to say than others. So we wanted to hint to this feeling that you have, that thoughts in your head are like to overcome. Sorry, am I cutting out? All right. Yeah, so the thoughts are like a lump in your throat, and you may or may not overcome this barrier in the way of verbalizing them to somebody. But anyways, maybe this sounds a bit cryptic now, but you'll see it in action in just a second, and it will make more sense. So in our incubator experience, we mostly focused on producing a demo. This was our primary goal, to take our concept that we had from the beginning and put together UI design, story, atmosphere, and get to a playable demo that we could show to people. And we, I can say, had a lot of success doing that. And I'm proud to show you right now a little fragment of our gameplay footage. And I'll also explain a bit more how the dialogue system works. And you're invited to follow along and observe that for yourselves. So without further ado, here it is. Okay, so maybe you already noticed, but there's this ring above the player character, and here you have this big option that you drag in, but you don't manage to. So you see there's these different sized options, and there's the container ring. The ring symbolizes how emotionally open and trusting you are to the other character. Some thoughts you can drag in easily because they don't reflect much emotional vulnerability. So it's safe to say them to basically anybody. But then there are some options that are a bit too big for the moment, let's say. So those you have to struggle a bit to drag into the container. And they get in with a squeeze. You see here, it gets squeezed in. And this means that you had to go through a struggle to actually say that thought to the other person. And this takes a bit of a risk. It could backfire, and your openness to the character might go down or go up depending on their response. So your trust in them, and therefore your ring openness, can change over time. And there's also, like you saw, there are some options that are so big that you just cannot be comfortable at all with saying them, and they just remain in your mind floating around. And maybe later, if you reach a level of connection deep enough, you might be able to say them finally to that character. So yeah, this is, in a nutshell, how we designed our dialogue. And from this point on, what we want to do with the game is put it around for more people to play test it, collect more feedback. And right, in 2022, we'll plan to produce a longer version of a prototype. We will seek funding for that. We'll also lay the foundation of a game studio in Hamburg with a Symmetry break. Then 23, 24, we will hopefully get a publisher deal. We'll be looking for that, and develop and release the full game, and also port it to iPad, which would be very suitable for our drag and drop mechanic. Yeah, so that was PROSPECTOR. I hope you found that interesting. And we're really glad we were able to be part of the incubator. This was very helpful for us to improve and streamline our concept, learn a lot about what it takes to release a game. So yeah, that was very helpful, and I thank you very much for listening. And please, if you're interested in learning our next steps, go follow us on Twitter at Symmetry Break. There's also a link to our Discord in the Miro board. And yeah, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. So thank you very much.
But before there are any questions, thank you. But before there are any questions, there is someone who left you a video, a Laudatio, and Marta Adamska, the Senior Business Development Manager, will be speaking about this, I guess. I'll just leave you with it, right?
Sure. Do I need to move or just stay here?
Just stay there. You're fine.
Perfect. Let's see it.
Hi, so this is a huge thank you to the PROSPECTOR team that I've had the pleasure of talking to over the past few weeks. And I have to say that they've come a really long way. From the moment of presenting a project I didn't really fully understand to now being able to appreciate that they actually came up with a hugely innovative mechanics that's based on emotions, which is what we all need these days of separation. They are now able to present the game in a way that is understandable, that is realistic, and they have really made great progress in how they themselves understand what their game is about and what they actually want to achieve with it. So as much as I could go on talking about all the other topics we discussed, whether it be about publishing or financing or localizations, QA, everything, we did manage to talk about these things, and they did manage to, I believe, hope for, take a lot out of it. So I'm absolutely psyched about them going on and continuing developing the game and actually making it into what I truly believe that then they can make out of it. And honestly, guys, fingers crossed for your success. I think you're doing a great job, and I'm rooting for you. And you can count on me for support at any point.
Well, that's nice, right? Can we get an applause for that? Awesome. Thank you. Do you want to come up? All right. Those are the other team members too.
Yeah, for the Q&A, all three of us are here.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Marta, so much for giving us a comment here for PROSPECTOR. And Marta also mentioned it, and also you said it. So in the center of your game idea is really this dialogue system. And so you said that you have been inspired by other games which are very focusing on narrative, story-driven gameplay. So what are the elements you would like to took out of these other games you mentioned as inspiration?
Okay, so from a game like Oxenfree, for example, I think it's very effective in making it very easy for the player to have an idea for what they want to say and where they're going, and to have them be meaningfully different, so that you like influencing the story and having choices that make a difference like works well, and yeah, and it's not overwhelming, but you get an idea of where you're going with your choices.
And already we have one question in the chat. If you're making a decision, is it possible that your game also would have like multiple endings, or like going in different directions during the story?
Yeah, I would say we aim looking into that. Like we still have to look like not making it too complicated in the end for us. Like we don't want to overscope the game, so in the end it doesn't work out for any of us. But we're like interested in having that, of course, yeah.
Since like characters and your relationships with the characters is like the main focus of the game, it would mostly like manifest in that way, like how your relation to the character is, how well you get to know them, and what you do with them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of praise for that game, actually, in the chat. We can see here it's such an interesting concept, a really unique, cool idea, which I thought was is a very big thing about your game as well. So well done. And then the concept is super interesting, and the dialogue system looks super fun and smart. I'm sure you will find it a success. Looking forward to get it. Yeah, I can understand that. Then, wow, loads of new artwork, very nice job, and beautiful interaction. I think that's a pretty positive lookout on your game, you guys.
Yay.
Yay. All right, do we have any questions from the people attending tonight? Oh, there's one. Go ahead.
Me again, thank you. So, did I understand that correctly, that you basically can prepare yourself if you cannot present a topic to a certain NPC because the emotional connection is not there yet, and you can build up to that with different tiny steps that later in the game you can basically do that and pose that question or pose that topic to them that you couldn't before? Is that basically the intention? Because that's awesome.
Yes, that is like a core part of the idea. It also, of course, depends on who you connect with, because like there can be characters that don't have your best interest in mind and that will use that against you. So that's part of the like risk and reward of opening up to others. But yeah, that you want to say something but you can't yet, so you work your way up there. That is very central to the idea.
There's someone else in the chat that says, pretty impressive that you managed to turn this intense feeling of having a big lump in your throat into an interesting game mechanic. Hooray for narrative-heavy games. So I think that looks pretty good. Awesome.
Happy to hear it.
I guess so. If there are not any other questions, I think you guys are released. Thank you so much for presenting your game.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hop on to the next game, right? Tonight we will be seeing Monstersongs. It's a VR game. I think the only VR game here. And it's a pretty impressive thing. I already saw a little bit of it. And Denise Koch will be joining us on stage to present this adventure in a different kind of game world, I would say. So go ahead.
Hi. Okay, this is on. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Denise, and I'm presenting Monstersongs, the VR rock musical. In Monstersongs, so Monstersongs is part rock musical, part adventure game. And in Monstersongs, you get to explore an abandoned theater that has been taken over by monsters. So the mad scientists and the props department, the troll awaits you in the orchestra pit, and Igor is busy preparing Dr. Frankenstein's latest experiment in the wings of the theater. And watch out for teenage vampire girl and teenage zombie girl, because they are hungry for love. So what is Monstersongs about? In Monstersongs, you get to interact with the monsters. And as you listen to their songs, you get to learn more about their true identity. And after each song, there's going to be an adventure game element where you have to solve the mystery of what brought you to this strange place. But be careful, or else you become the monster you fear most. Monstersongs has been developed with Unreal Engine 4 and is built for Steam VR and has an estimated gameplay runtime of 1.5 hours, and it offers replayability. So the idea is that you get to walk freely around in the space. You can choose how and where you want to watch the performance, and this is going to offer you a different perspective on the story and the monsters. So with Monstersongs, I combine my passion for theater and gaming. I've worked as a creative producer in the theater industry and as a project manager in the gaming industry. And Monstersongs has been written by Rob Rokicki, who is best known for his Broadway musical The Lightning Thief, also known the Percy Jackson musical. And he was joined by illustrator David O'Neill, and together they released Monstersongs as an album with a graphic novel in 2017. And I was like, a graphic novel artwork, a rock musical score, this would be perfect, and monsters, this would be perfect for a VR game. And then this is how this project came to be. So since then, I produced a concert in London where we showcased the musical, and afterwards we also showcased a mini prototype of the game that the audience was able to watch, which was really great because this time we had a different audience. So this was not your typical gaming audience, and also people who never experienced VR before, so that was very exciting to test out what's working and what's not working. And yeah, thanks to the Games Lift Incubator, and first of all, I want to say thank you to all the mentors, the Gamecity team, and all the other teams as well. Like, it's been really a great journey so far, working with all of you, and it really meant the world to me, so thank you to everyone. And thanks to the Games Lift Incubator, I was able to learn more about licensing, which is very important when you work on musicals. And I also learned more about marketing. So for me, it's always interesting to see how can you merge these two genres, the musical theater and the gaming world and VR on top of that, and how do you communicate that? So the incubator was really great to work on that. And because of that, I also got to work with collaborators and work on the core gameplay to really make sure, okay, how can we tackle this problem? Yeah, so I had the opportunity to work with two incredible artists. One of them is Terry Fisher. She's a freelance 3D character artist, and we chose the scene Medusa, one of the monsters, and she created this beautiful character. So then came Leilani Franco from Digital Circus. They're Hamburg based as well, and she's a motion capture artist and contortionist, and she kind of brought Medusa to life. So what are the next steps? So the next steps are to develop a prototype, to find collaborators, and yeah, the idea is to set up a game studio and release a playable demo. And to give you like a little sneak peek of what that looks like at the moment, I want to show you what we worked on in the past 3 months. Yep, thank you very much.
You were just trying to say something, right? You were just.
I was like, I should mention the website, but yeah.
Okay, no, go ahead, mention the website, please.
Website, monstersongsthegame.com. Yeah, you can find out more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's the website. Go look them up because I think that's a pretty awesome game, actually, and that was really impressive. Like how she moved her body.
So bendy.
Very snake-like. There was someone on the chat who just wrote, "Go Denise." which is nice, right?
Yay, thank you.
And also, people think that it sounds amazing and you should keep rocking. And that's a pretty positive statement as well. Do you believe there should be more musicals in VR?
Yes, for sure.
Why is that?
Why is that? No, I really do think that, especially with VR, it offers so many opportunities, and to bring in the theater creatives into this new world as well, to kind of merge both worlds and artists together, because it is this kind of really immersive experience. You get to, you need this 360 experience, and who best than to work with theater people?
Awesome.
And bring the theater.
There is also, before we start with the questions, of course, there's also a Laudatio. And it will be from Sasha Volkohon, and she's the Business Development Manager, Remote Control Productions. And that's what we're going to see now, hopefully. Go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Sasha. I'm from Remote Control Productions, and I'm here today to praise Denise and her team for Monstersongs VR. I really liked the project already on the first pitching session. It stood out. I liked that Denise started with the video. I liked the pitch. It was already quite good developed. I know that it is improved now, so congrats on that too. I like the whole idea of giving the musical a broader audience and this immersive or more immersive experience, interactive experience with the VR and gaming. I think with the background of Denise and with the whole team, it will be an amazing project. I can feel it. I want to play it, and I'm definitely going to buy it and play it. I also think that it has such a current spirit, bringing musical home. It's not only about the pandemic, it's about the possibilities of people to travel, to go to a musical, to actually experience musical in a different way, to have these interactive features. I really love the idea. It is also basically, it corresponds the whole trends with concerts and DJ sets being online in the games, within the games. So it's definitely a great direction. Keep working on your project. If I can support it somehow, let me know, please. Keep rocking, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sasha. And you already mentioned it in your presentation, so you're also looking for collaborators. So in which direction do you think, what would support you the most in the next steps?
Oh, anyone who's interested in musicals and gaming. I mean, that's a lot of people. No, I'm just really excited to get different ideas, and everyone who definitely likes monsters. But that's also a lot of people, so yeah.
Yeah, we have to find out how big the group is that likes musicals and
I
monsters,
know, exactly.
but one of
Like
them, at least you will find them for sure. So, what would we have here in the chat? It was also love how the Medusa turned out in the end. Sounds amazing, keep walking. So any more questions?
Are there any more questions here? Because we just get like the chat questions pushed in, so they always get preferred. So any other remarks? No? All right. But I have another question. Will your team grow further? Like, have you already had the first people contacting you about this project?
Oh, I mean, I really enjoyed working with these two incredible artists. I'm hoping to continue to do that because I think it's the perfect match to bring other artists as well in this.
Yeah. So artists is one of those groups of people that you need most, or are there any others that you would like to try to get into your project team?
Oh, I always say artists, but I feel like everyone's an artist in this industry. From development to everyone, I feel I should. Everyone who's creative, definitely, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for showing us Monstersongs. I really like that, and I think it's a really creative aspect of music in general and games, and we haven't seen enough of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phew. Next game, I guess, huh? Next presentation. Are the people ready? Awesome. Because the next one is from Consider It. And they've developed a game that when I first saw it, I didn't know what to make of it because I couldn't understand the concept and how it's like, how it should be working when it's like going further in production. And it's called Supernightshift. And tonight, Timo Schneider will be presenting it. And I'm curious what you will make of it. Maybe he can like explain it better.
Thank you. Yeah, so thank you all for the opportunity to actually be here. Thanks to Gamecity and the awesome incubator. So we had actually the chance to work on Supernightshift. We, that are Kevin, my colleague, and myself, Timo. So without further ado, let's talk about the game. And from what you see from the first slide is like, okay, this is something else than we have seen this evening. And you will see that we are less story-driven and we are more into the mechanism and the fiddling around what actually makes sense. Yeah, but you will see. Now I see. Yeah, let's dive into the game presentation. So we called it, or we describe it as a minimalistic puzzle racer that has people or the players deliver strange goods with various transport modes. But for the strange goods part, this is still like a placeholder. We are not with the storyline as far as all the other projects and the project that will come who has great storytelling. But we're more focusing on the mechanism. So without further ado, let's dive into what we think make a great foundation for a game. And obviously, we're wanting to write the game by device, and this could either be a phone or a tablet. So we focus on finger gesture as a point and click mechanism as the most sufficient or the most suitable one. And for us, like you already saw from the first slide, well, we have something with navigation, driving or going through a city. So we wanted to implement various ways on how to succeed. Oh, I need a new mic. Okay. Oh, I'm cutting out a little, so I think now you should hear me better. Perfect. Okay, now I have two hands full, multitasking. Cool. So yeah, we wanted to have multiple ways of how to actually win or play a level, and for this, we also wanted to create the level dynamic and not static. And this is not a reference to the disco clubs that are more or less closed right now, but rather like how we think a dynamic world could look like instead of having the normal static maps. And so we would also like to show you what we created so far. So if you could roll the video. So you actually move through the city, and as we said, a small puzzle racer. So imagine you're driving around the city on your bicycle, but you actually want to change because you're not fast enough. So you could switch your transport modes. Well, you actually want to find your way from A to B by taking a bus, or you take the bike and you're able to go through the park, through smaller streets, or you take your car, you're the fastest, you have the most options, but it costs a lot. In Hamburg, there are a lot of opportunities, but you always have to keep the time in mind. And also your budget is running out with a bus less than, for example, car sharing. And we also implemented game elements like power-ups to make it more interactive. And our main focus, which started the idea, was to actually integrate traffic lights. So also the buses stop and go with green and red lights, as well as all the other transport modes. Yeah, and in the end, don't waste your time on the phone, play Supernightshift. This is a quite bold statement, I realize now, but I hope it becomes true. So, well, we took part in the incubator. What were our takeaways? So we actually really got the idea of, well, let's develop a demo to play and let people test it and understand what makes fun, what not. And we also, as I said, we gathered different game elements to make it more interactive, more fun, and yeah, have it more dynamic. And in the end, somewhat also a result like this presentation right here, how to present the game, how to get our idea across. And well, for us now is the time after the incubator, since this is like the last week, and our timeline will look like something like this, that we want to work for getting the demo in your hands, for allowing people to test it, to play around with it, having the marketing ready to, which is also part of this presentation right now, tell the world that we are here and that we are wanting to work with, and this is now the little twist, we're searching for partners, because in the beginning we said like, oh, delivering strange goods is for us still in the storyline a placeholder for the idea that we fit the most with customization, because we really like the mechanism and we really like the idea, but in the end we think there are more opportunities for us to adapt to ideas of people who like to use this kind of methodology or mechanism. I really say mechanism a lot. I should have said, thought about some alternative words for that. But anyway, yeah, we imagine it is suitable for like exhibitions. We do not have to use a city map, but we could also use like local maps, navigating through an event, something like that. Market or advertise your public transport company, or the city itself could advertise like which transport ways are offered in the city, or in general marketing overall, anything that should get a customer or player involved into the story you want to tell. So we much rather think about it from the technological side as a great foundation. Yes, and that's already it. So the team, as we said, is us, Kevin, who's the lead developer and the creative mind behind all that, and myself, who's a junior developer and, well, the business mind. And we are backed up by our company Considerate, who we would like to call the colorful potpourri of developing experts. And thank you for your time, and that's it.
Thank you. That was pretty impressive. I have to say that I only understood the game after I saw your first presentation, because like the partners and the whole thing, it's a different kind of game.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, it is. And your laudator is Ole Schaper. He's the CEO and CTO of Sviper, mobile studio from Hamburg. And games they made was like Super Spell Heroes. So let's see it.
Hi Timo, hi Kevin. Sorry I cannot join live today, but I hope you're having a great time. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you for having the courage to start a game project without any previous experience and to apply to the Gamecity Incubator Program. To present a game idea that has such a great local reference to Hamburg is really rare. Combining several openly accessible data sources with the game mechanic and making it playable is a great approach at the intersection of big data and gaming that we hope to see more often in the future. The challenge to turn a technical idea into a really fun game where you do not notice the complexity of the underlying tech anymore is huge, and you have mastered it perfectly in the incubator. It has been a pleasure to follow your progress during this time and how eager you wanted to learn more about all the different aspects of game development. We wish you lots of success with supernightshift in the future. All the best.
Thank you, Ole.
Awesome.
Yeah, Timo, you already said it. You really found a cool mechanic for your game and to bring the mechanic to use. So how much real data of Hamburg's public transportation system is in Super Night Shift right now?
Actually, it's the close to real-time data is available to play, which we also thought about if all the actual real data makes sense in the game, because we wanted to implement as much as possible, but also the level design is then obviously quite difficult if traffic lights are changing. It's difficult to design a level that's still challenging and not frustrating. So, but to be honest, it could involve any data that is given to us, so quite open to that.
So the traffic light thing, can you actually get into a traffic jam in there? Like you just said, it could be frustrating, but that would be like a really interesting concept to just keep people in the bus stuck, because then they would have to choose the bike, right?
Then that's actually quite a cool idea, yeah.
Yeah, maybe frustrate people so much in traffic that they use the bike.
Yeah, move them to like sustainable transportation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a cool idea, yeah.
Yeah, see, if there's a partner out there online somewhere, hit those guys up. Yeah, right. Okay, so what use cases, that's what I wanted to go to, what use cases are there for Night Shift? Because if you get into the game mechanics itself, you can like imagine a few things, but have you already had anything in mind, like particularly?
Well, actually, as a use case, the game derived from a use case, since we created an application or an app for the recent ITS Congress, where actually people took this app in a kind of different way around Hamburg, and yeah, there were shown different projects from the ITS Congress, which took place in Hamburg. So we pretty much took it from a use case and turned it into a game idea, which we then want to actually make fun to interact with, and make it the other way around.
And so the potential is there to basically, if you have the data, then you can bring in any other city and use like your mechanism there, and set some different kind of goals.
Definitely, if they are provided, we can work with them, definitely.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The only comment that we have in the chat is a clapping emoji, and maybe maybe that says everything about how people are still processing the thought.
Yeah, it's positive.
Yeah,
definitely.
it is definitely. So, until when should Super Night be?
We want to
playable?
actually have something playable by the beginning of next year.
That's close. Like,
well, it's a relative time span, I guess.
I see.
Do not put any pressure on us. But at least we want to have something where we can test, like, if it's really like the way we think, and so maybe give us some more time, maybe less.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Someone is typing there. I don't know if I should wait for the question or the next comment.
It would be really a troll move if you would be just typing clap clap.
Yes, that would be a troll move. Please don't do that. Don't leave us hanging. But it says they really like the minimalistic art style. So
also
that's a pretty good note to end on, right? Thank you so much. Or are there any questions in the audience? I didn't want to forget that. All right, okay. I think you're released. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm having too much fun, and I really don't like that this is ending pretty soon. Can we have more projects next year?
Yeah, maybe it is the fifth one
this
now.
This is the fifth
but
one,
maybe somebody can come up with, I don't know. Maybe Gerrit can pitch 2 projects at one time. No,
yes, maybe they can make 2 at one time. Okay, but before they do that, they probably have to pitch their one project first. We're welcoming Supernatural Games, and they brought a game that I thought was really cute when I saw it. The character design is really, really, really adoring. And it's the Treepoids and the Island of Professor Flora. And tonight it will be presented by Gerrit Henschel and Patrick Henschel. Go ahead.
Hello everyone. It's great to be here and great that you are here. If any one of you is looking for a fun adventure or a new mission, maybe we have something for you. I'm Gerrit, this is my brother Patrick, and we are Supernatural Games. We are a two-man indie studio, and we founded our company in 2019. Patrick is handling the project management and is a programmer, and I'm the art director and illustrator. This is the first project. Doesn't it work? Not really. Okay. Okay, sorry. So this is the first project of Supernatural Games, and we are in an early prototype phase with that. And our game is called The Treepoids and the Island of Professor Flora. The game is a hand-drawn adventure about exploration, tricky puzzles, strategic battles, and the fantastic story of living trees from outer space. The adventure takes place on the mysterious island Flora Bora. And this island keeps a secret thousands of years. The mad but brilliant Professor Flora has discovered the secret and tries to use it for his evil plans. But he needs also something else for success. And there you can see the professor. And he needs for the success the Treepoids. Who are the Treepoids? The Treepoids are plant-like beings that live on a green planet in the center of our galaxies. They travel the universe and explore unknown space and worlds, and they have a mission: to save the planets. There you can see our 4 game heroes. It's Phil, the one in the front with a baseball cap-like leaf. There's Lily on the right side with the red long leaves. Bumba, the massive one, and Floyd on the left. These 4 Treepoids are teenagers and always looking for adventures. So, you play Phil, and you start the game with no memories how you get to this place or where your friends are. On your search for answers, you will explore the island, and you will get more and more information about the plans of the professor and more information about the story of the Treepoids. On your trip across the island, you will have to use also your telekinetic superpowers to solve puzzles or to move things. But it will not just be a walk across the island and a colorful world, because you will meet also the minions of the professor who try to stop you. In our so-called brain battles, you can defeat them. Imagine you can get into the mind of your opponent, and that's the place where our brain battles take place. There you can use different special skills of mind, fire, water, and earth. And along the game, you can improve these skills. In the end, you will have to face the professor for the final brain battle. And then there's only one question left. Who is smarter, you or the professor? The game is for all who love adventure games with some action, fans of hand-drawn art and animations, and for all who like fascinating worlds and nature and true friendship. Bit complicated with too much things in the hand. So the Games Lift Incubator Program. The last 3 months we had so many workshops we learned of, and yeah, I have to go on forward. And with the feedback we got from all the mentors and the other teams, we can improve our characters. In the beginning we had a name, now we have a logo. And finally we reached our goal to get help on a crowdfunding campaign we want to start in next year. Now we have a plan and a strategy for that. So if you're interested in our project or you want to get more information, you can join our Discord server, you can follow us on Twitter, you can subscribe to our newsletter, or just visit us on treepoids.com. So thank you to the incubator, the Gamecity Hamburg, so that you make it happen. And we learned so much of these last 3 months. Thank you to all the mentors and the other teams. And thank you for watching, and save the planet.
Thank you so much. That was great. But before we can start with the questions, of course you have many, we will see your laudation by Stephan Beier. And he's the director of studio operations Deep Silver, FISHLABS, Hamburg. And their newest game is course release on the 3rd. So that's tomorrow. But before that, just go and play the video.
Moin, I'm Stephan from FISHLABS, and I'm happy to compliment the brothers Patrick and Gerrit, who have teamed up and are generating amazing content at their company, Supernatural Games. It's great to see the progress on your current project, Treepoids. The story is exciting, the characters look fantastic, and you have a beautiful art style. I love to see that you're totally passionate about the Treepoids and how you bring life to them. The hand-drawn adventure is a very ambitious project. I'm happy that you've participated in the incubator program and were able to work on your dream. I hope you were able to establish some good and helpful connections and use the opportunity to exchange knowledge and experiences with your mentors, as well as with the other participants. I'm sure you've managed to find new friends and fans for the Treepoids during this time and with your presentation today. I wish you all the best and continued success for your next steps, especially your Kickstarter campaign, which I personally believe is a great idea to get more support. I'm excited to see more of the Treepoids and their adventures, and hopefully get my own Boomba plush toy one day. Keep up the good work and save the planet.
Thank you. Cool.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
really, during the incubator, you showed us that the project is so such close to your heart. So when did you first have the idea for the Treepoids?
Oh, you can take this.
Actually, we had the idea for the Treepoids in 2010 already. Back then, we thought about, okay, we need to do something about the climate change, which is coming soon-ish.
It's already here, but let's talk about that someplace else.
And then we developed some ideas. Others, the Treepoids looked way different back then than they look today. But yes, actually, we were since then we worked in our free time on this project, and in 2019, when we founded our company, we actually worked hard on a first prototype for the Treepoids.
Yeah.
Are there any brothers in the game?
Sorry again?
Are there any brothers in the game?
Brothers? No, I don't think so, right?
Well, there's a new idea for you.
Not yet.
In the chat, they say great progress, and that the character design is really awesome. And I think that is one of the things that you can see here. There's a lot of love in those characters. That's pretty awesome, pretty great, yeah.
Thank you.
So you already mentioned like the next step for your project is really starting a Kickstarter in 2022. So what could you take away for setting everything up for Kickstarter?
So our mentors helped us a lot with planning our Kickstarter campaign, building up starting to create a plan for it, actually rethink about a funding goal, creating and building a community around our idea and the Treepoids. So this was a real help for us because we don't have so much experience with setting up a crowdfunding campaign yet.
Well, I think if you've never done it before, that's actually something that you will have to have help with. So I'm really looking forward to that campaign. I really hope that you're having a great success with it. And it looks like you've already had a lot of people to talk with and a lot of networking done. So let's press our thumbs, as you would say in Germany. Are there any questions here in the room for the Treepoids? Plantastic, says the chat. Thank you so much. And then we're already, then you can, I'm going to release you if there's nothing further. Thank you so much for your presentation. That was great.
Thank you.
I'm a little sad now because we don't have any more projects to see.
Yeah, let's see what the evening brings. So we will have the possibility to have some good discussions here and talk about future projects and especially about your 5 projects here. So you all did such a great progress, and we are looking forward to stay in contact and to support you on the next steps. And let's see what 2022 brings.
Hopefully awesome games just like this. So thank you all for being here tonight. But there's more, right? You have to say thank you too. I thought about that.
Yeah, basically also from my side, I only want to say the Games Lift Incubator will be back next year in 2022, and we will start the application phase in May. The program itself will start in September. It will be a 3-month program again here in Hamburg. And look out, have a look in our website to find all the details. And basically that it is from me. And from my side only, have fun, stay safe, and good night from Hamburg.
Good night from Hamburg. Bye.